Мы продолжим. Загружайся, мир. Быстрей.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
Ma'am, please, I need your help. I can pay. Oh, thank you for stop. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with that.
It's more dissolving than...
That is not helpful. Oh, I just knew. Thank you. And
Wrapped mask and canid eyes, right? Hello, stranger. You look like a woman. Oh. You look like a... I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I... She works for Sanjar at MS. He came to Stellar Bay years ago. Sure. Who wouldn't be? Now that just sounds like... Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. All right then. Last mannequin I saw was... He'll probably be wanting it back. You see any sign... Funny place to leave a journal. But what about Mr. Pickett? That's pretty sad. So this journal is all he left behind? Seems like I ought to read it. Looks mighty long, though. Huh. In any case, Huh?
Зачем это нужно?
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. If you plan...
I could use...
Now what can I do for you? Anyone who's... And I... No. Thought it... Nope. But
Мгм.
something else I can do for you?
Ну, вот. Отлично. Житель.
New face, huh? You from off-world? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, why don't you grab a chair? Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting dead. You would do that? Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Not forever. If I knew that, the others wanted to black. So far, it's just gossip.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Got any news from the rest of Halcyon?
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. Wish more folk could say that. Gets awful quiet guarding a landing pad that never gets used. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-world traffic. Us being cut off by the... Which means On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Swell. I'm not supposed to do that. We don't get shipped. Oh. Oh, and if you're headed that, I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment. Signed by the Black, only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think... Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what goes on in the rest of... I couldn't really... But the fancy collector types say the more... Thank... Hey, hold on there. I got some time to do.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
I can take a hint.
What do you think you're doing? I'll look the other way this time.
Greetings. What can I do for you today? Not at all. Mr. Nandi, so I can talk to him of... Sir... I couldn't. Hey, maybe you could ask him for... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing... He doesn't... Plus, he's got great...
Good to have...
I know... You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken? Besides. Sorry.
Well, new business turns up at last.
Celia didn't.
That.
You'd be a hit in Byzantium.
Did you hear that power play, Celia? I only hope you don't judge me. Now, what business brings you here? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Yes, that's it. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems surviving alone, thanks to this. We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature.
Yes, exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on.
What?
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Returning to the board is your only chance if you hope to survive here on Monarch. That doesn't mean it'll be easily.
Indeed not. No worthwhile.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
And a Mantisaur problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 50. If you can get us what we need to...
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been... What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon. And proper... For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board. Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea, it's definitely a firm middle finger.
That's what... I have reason to believe that one of the other corporate...
Really? Most of the...
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. You really think...
Don't encourage him.
I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just... If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Already? If only the rest of the colony... I'll complete the Bolt 52 in no time.
You're getting ahead of...
So I am. Do you have this cartridge? I knew there was something going on. This is I'll transmit this data along with the completed Bolt 52 right away. After...
That means no more broadcasts from us.
This has been my albatross. The great I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was one of the
He's lucky they didn't want to live her.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects. Apparently not. In charge of a scrap heap of a city, abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners. I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. What can I do for you?
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about... I still don't know anything about it. But if you want to help him, Velma's the one... But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. Because if... Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been... First, my autoloader foreman stages... This again? I swear, this is... You can tell Grim his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for... That about cover it? It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money. No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grim may have asked for the poster. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. Damn right he will. Hopefully that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear something else on your mind, that he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift, that's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that. Still, it's good to know what happened. I don't have the bits for it.
She's...
Thank you. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire Sublight contractors at this rate. Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one...
Are you absolutely sure of that, Ms. Ballard?
Just as a... hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course. Because I've done nothing wrong. Maybe so. He says he's got a stash for running me ragged while... Same thing as me.
Are you
Just as a... hypothetical. For running me Fine by me. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay.
Understood. I'll keep my head down.
Красота.
Real slick.
Интересно.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. Hard workers? They turn dials and Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire. Yeah, and did you miss the part where I'm working? I'm the one who keeps this place running. That money's mine, one way or another. Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team. Something else on your mind?
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Quite the bedside manner, lady.
Well, it's so rare. What can Auntie Abigail do for you? Yes, indeed. Someone's... Oh, but I...
you're the new... So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial H Mammoths. I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Mono? Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought. So, what can I do for you? Graham's always filling the airwaves with this propaganda. Like it's done him any good.
Right.
I think I'm gonna be sick. No! If you're going... Now...
What a gruesome way to die.
Not much I can do for this guy.
You don't look like Sublight. Must be freelance. Whatever you do, don't mention it. You'll never hear the end of it.
startle me. Don't.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match? No one?
Well, well. The only new folk I... What can I get you? If you don't...
Разная установка. Верхний помет, турбинка, ручные вещи пошли. Опухоли со скачаем.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. Getting so I can't tell the... But I gotta... Shit. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around... Name's Nyoka. I'm the...
You're also the loudest big game hunter on the planet.
Shut the fuck... Fair point. I deserve it, though. On account... Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. Let's get... I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head. Outstanding! Our dispensary here... I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about it. Well, they work. We got...
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Uh-huh.
Think they're...
Laws. Can't a man enjoy the smooth... what I am doing, ma'am. This law. I recall when Stellar Bay was a proper board-affiliated town with regular days of... Look.
Why don't you grab a chair? Got an update for us? We can't afford to sit this out for too much longer. Know what I mean? Well, I'll be a Raptidon. As agreed, here's your compensation. Ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done.
Something else I can do for you?
You look like a woman who's... Huh. I hope it's working okay, because no... Wait, I see what's going on. Don't get me wrong, but if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues. You sound pretty sure. Okay. You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal part.
Hello again, dearie. And what a help.
Whiskey helps.
Please leave medical advice to the profession. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for? I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra? Isn't it? I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone? Oh, it's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she... Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I... Oh, you flatter an old woman. And to keep an extra key to the supply room, for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his. The one upstairs, where we store our medicines. Chin up. Hello again, dearie. What can I get you? Now that can't be. Ms. Ramner... Dear me, she does have another dose in her allotment. How did I miss this? Ma, here's neat. Do take it.
Я забываю, кстати, во время боя использовать. Или...
Smells like rat in here.
Oh, it does work.
Ah, the chop. All of the above?
Says someone who's never had any fun.
Exactly. See? I'm glad someone on your crew...
That was fast.
You be careful. The first one's free. After that, they'll offer you gainful employment. Great. Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that. We'll be... That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Mighty big gun you got.
You look like a preacher. You attract...
In a manner of speaking.
Stellar Bay had a vicar once. He took it upon himself to... A vicar, huh? You a true believer? Or do you just like the ties?
Why, that's borderline offensive, Ms. Ramner. Wentworth? Of course I believe. The tithes are merely a well-earned bonus.
I'm at another... Believer once? Pushy type. He thought he'd been left behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
Can't get more brutally true than survival of the fittest. But don't mistake us all for blind fools. Intellect plays a large part in who stays among the living.
Here to catch a game? I'm afraid. What can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. They were pretty distinct. Sometimes he drank. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his... They're hooligans from Fall. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. Mr. Son...
Hey, I saw that. What do you think you're doing? I don't want any trouble out of you.
Hey! What are you doing here? Berta already pissed by those crates to... Listen, and not that it's any of your business. Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly?
Incoming!
Air test. Our survival. I don't mean to judge, but are you ever sober, Miss Remnarim?
Thank you again. Anyway, what can I do for you? But that's terrible. But that means we won't be able to log their testimonies. If there's one thing I've been hoping to re-establish in Stellar Bay, it's proper documentation for legal matters. Always a shame when tempers get the best. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. Would you look at... I can't... You know what? Take my...
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound like... Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for... Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon... look at me going on.
Captain. Let's talk. Hey, got a favor. Figure while we're out here in the wilderness preferably. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed. And I could use the help. I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me. But this, what I'm thinking, really? Here I was. I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. I haven't seen 2 of them in years. First, we go to... I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home. Then we find... If we... Fallbrook's on the other side of the bridge there, if you need a drink. We're only halfway to the mountain, so might consider stopping in.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? If you're locked out of your cabin, a replacement key costs 50 bits. Swell. No reservation. Check.
Keep your wits about you. This is sublight territory.
Fallbrook's great. Anything you want, they've got it.
Take a gander at that mug.
Watch yourself, Captain. This guy's got eyes like a sprat set on stealing you.
Ah, now, come on. You don't seem like the usual pigeons we play. No offense, of course, if you are a Byzantium goldblood. Say, I'd like to do you a favor. Might I interest you in a surefire scheme? Wink, wink. Oh, I enjoy a good challenge. I'll get right to it then. Pure and simple, it's like this. I run our drug delivery service. Recently, I had the genius idea to cut costs in half by swapping our autoloaders with faster, cheaper sprats. Too right you are. Only problem is my sprat carriers ain't arrived from their latest run. As I was saying, you look more capable than most of the hoople heads around these. In return, I'll cut you 5% of the profit. Was that sarcasm? I'm going to assume my sprat carriers scurry back and forth through the shipping tunnels. Any trail ought to start there.
Whoa. Hold a moment. Who the hell are you? Ah, shit. Sorry. You too.
Keep walking, Rung Leech.
Reginald's stuff, all right, but it looks like he's not home. Let's search the room. Try to figure out where he's gone. Sounds like Cheney's gone gold panning down on the river. I guess even scholars need to find ways to make ends meet in exile.
Seen Arthur today?
Damn, last time I saw him was stars. I can't remember. Days.
You don't think he got crushed during the bridge collapse?
That drop sure puts things into perspective.
They do not produce derelict entertainment such as this on Byzantium. I assure you.
I'll thank you to check your weapons at the door.
I test every product myself to assure maximum customer set. No rubbernecking.
You shopping for Prio? If you bloody it, you buy it. Store policy. Yeah, but now that you mention it, we got smugglers, outlaws, They're so self-important the way they Town Sublight owned and run. Caters to a variety of clients. And when you want to...
Oh, I beg your pardon. Can you not see I'm walking here? Physically, you mean? In my mind, I have traveled galaxies. Well, it is of no consequence. I'm not entirely decided if I'm
Welcome to the offices of the Greater Halcyon Insurance. I'm obligated to inform you that our coverage does not extend to incidents deemed to result from negligence, criminal activity, or dullness of... Some people, but no one in this office, I assure you, might call it stupidity.
Obviously too common an ailment for insurance to cover.
So, what kind of insurance package can I interest you in? We're running a special... We're not on Monarch. For all practical and tax-related purposes, this office is an official enclave of Byzantium. Legally speaking, corporations are not allowed to operate on Monarch, but financially speaking, there are certain costs to running a business from within Byzantium's wall. So while our official address is in the city, and while our office here is technically an extension of that address, so we can... What's the phrase? We prefer to think of it as chasing the savings. Turns out that not having to pay... Plus, Sublight... Plenty. We've insured usually character actors, or corporate execs with menacing stares. That policy is in the unlikely event. Those are we try to cover one thing's for sure.
Great work.
What are you looking at?
You don't look like a smuggler nor a dandy. Catherine sent you back here? What's your order? No, I don't have any... This here's the ante up. Toss ball, we'll both break your legs if...
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout, only nugget of paradise?
Catherine!
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. You know, I ain't heard that one before. Suppose I'll have to work harder to show you just what makes our town. But first, I'll need to know what... Well, I'm half listening. If it's one that don't mind getting... But how am I to know whether you're reliable, if not fully trustworthy? That you won't ever do. But I like your style, so I'm willing to take a... There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plucking. I want it. Clear as that. Start Clive Lundberg. He's make... And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's gonna get it for me. If you got brass knockers, you could shoot your way through the front gate. If you don't fancy getting shot to shit, might be another way in, assuming you're courageous enough to trek the sewers. Void if I know. Hit 'em. Then I'd say you might care to poison the cysty pigs, doctor a few financial records, or throw a wrench in the canning machinery. Sometimes the simplest solution is the sweetest. I don't give a whip. It'll be more... Oh, and if you... May luck... How's Clive? I do hope you... Sure. I take it you don't have a reservation. No matter. The VIP room's charged by the night. But for you, I'll make it a one-time fee. Got a feeling you'll make me a fine and... Marvelous. Do take care of the place.
Folks I never met before are my most favorite kind. So, what's your story? Let me just stop you right there, stranger. Not unless it accompanies some extra bits. More than you can afford at this time. Your eyes do not deceive you. This bar serves the sweetest fire. If you're asking if it's sublight owned, then yes. If you're asking if Ms. Malin built the bar...
Catherine's great, ain't she? She'll pull you out of the sulfur, so long as you don't mind being in her debt.
Efficient, clever, ruthless. I like her.
Always imagined Fallbrook would be
Cleaner, fancier, stocked with better views.
cheaper. I've emptied 14-bit parts in the last 2 hours.
That's because you've got a terrible tell. Whenever you're lying, your right eye steer you wrong, friend. There it goes again.
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing? This stays between you and me.
If you're feeling like the civilized type, the waterfall's a good spot to wash your clothes.